The topic is about the atmospheric air pressures and winds. Basically, atmospheric air pressure refers to the force exerted by the weight of air on the Earth's surface, while wind is the movement of air caused by the pressure differences in the atmosphere. Basically, the atmosphere is gaseous envelope surrounding the Earth that support the life by providing the oxygen, protecting from harmful radiation, and regulating the temperature. There is composition of the atmosphere. The atmosphere consists mainly of the nitrogen, which is 78% of the atmosphere, and oxygen, which is 21%, with trace of the carbon dioxide, argon, water vapors, and other gases. There is the layers of the atmosphere. The atmosphere is divided into five layers, which is the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and exosphere, based on their temperature variations with the height. What is the air pressure? Basically, we define the air pressure is the force per unit area exerted by atmosphere area airs due to the gravity, and it's commonly measured in the pascals. Basically, we measure the air pressure in the barometers. Air pressure is measured using a barometers which may be mercury or enroid types, and it is used in weather forecasting. So there is the variations of the pressure with altitudes. Basically, the air pressure decrease with increase in the altitude because air density become lower as the amount of the overlying air decreases. High and low pressure zones. There is the high pressure zones are area of descending dense air and stable weathers, whereas the low pressure zones have rising air and are associated with clouds and rainfalls. Now the question is how the air pressure is measured. Basically, air pressure is measured using a barometer, which is the mercury and aneroid. There is a standard atmospheric pressure at sea level is 1013.25 hectopascals. There is the changes in reading indicate weather changes and are used in forecasting. There is some factors affecting the air pressure, such as the temperature. For example, the warm air rises, creating the low pressure areas. In altitude, there is the high altitude having the low pressure areas. There is the humidity, such as the moist air is less dense, reducing the pressure. There is the role of the air pressure in weather system, such as the high pressure system usually bring the clear and the clean weather. The low pressure system is associated with the clouds, winds, and precipitations. There is the interactions of the system, such as the movements and interactions of high and low pressure areas create the different weather phenomena. Now we define the winds. Basically, winds is the horizontal movements of air from region of high pressure to region of low pressures near the earth's surface. Now the question is how winds form like pressure differences concepts. Winds is formed due to pressures gradients force created by unequal heating of the earth's surface, and it is influenced by the cortisol's forces and the surface frictions. There is the global air circulations like the global air circulation refer to the large scale movements of air through systems such as the Hadley, spirals and polar cells which redistribute heat across the earth. There is some Coriolis effect. The Coriolis effect is the deflection of movement air caused by the Earth's rotations. In the north hemispheres, winds deflect to the right. In the southern hemisphere, winds deflect to the left. This effect influences the rotation of the large weather systems such as cyclones and the anticyclones. There is the global wind patterns, such as the trade winds, westerlies, polar easterlies, move air around the earth and help to distribute heat and moisture. It is caused by the uneven heating of the earth's surface, which is influenced by the Coriolis effect. There is some local winds like sea breeze, cool airs move from sea to lands during the day. Land breeze like cool airs move from land to sea at the night. Some valley breeze like warm air rises up the mountains during the day. Some mountain breeze which cool air flows down to the valley at the night. So they are strongly influenced by the local geography and temperature differences that can significantly affect the local weather conditions. So now the question is how the winds and reactions will be occur like the wind amount pressure system. Northern hemisphere pattern is basically the winds flow clockwise around high pressure system. Winds flow counter clockwise around low pressure systems. So this wind movements affect the local weather patterns and storm development. Now the question is how the winds move in the cyclones. Basically, cyclones form around low pressure centers. Winds spiral inward and upward due to the low pressures. The Coriolis effect causes the spiraling patterns to differ in the north and southern hemispheres. So these cyclones can cause the severe weathers, including the heavy rain and the strong winds. There is the impact of the winds on the environment, such as the winds affect the climate and the weather patterns. They influences the erosions and distributions of the seeds and the pollens. They can cause the damage during the storms and hurricanes. So understanding winds help in planning for weather related hazards. Now the human uses of the wind's energy, like the wind turbines convert the wind energy into electricity. The winds farm are set up in areas with constant wind platform. They using the wind energy help to reduce their reliance on the fossil fuels and promotes the clean energy. So, as a summary of the key concept that atmosphere's compositions, layers, and properties like the air pressures are fundamental to the weather. Winds results from pressures differences and it is affected by the Earth's rotations. To recognize these elements help us to understand and predict the weather's patterns. So as a conclusions, it is importance of air pressures and winds in weather forecasting. Air pressure and winds pattern are essential for weather forecasting, so they play a vital role in agriculture, aviation, and the daily life.